Alright, welcome back to some more Against the Storm on Ventry. And this is a Queen's Hand run. So I've saved my upgrades for when I started recording again. And it's like I need these cornerstone pool increases and I need the reputation increases, but I don't think I'm going to grab them yet. Alright, +1 trade route, fairly important. Embarking with 5 fabric, okay. Newcomers having more resources is alright as well. But I think I would rather have the trade route. Caravan slot I think I can do without. I wouldn't mind having it, but it's not essential. Mine upgrades, I do like. Harpies starting with coats, I do like. I think we're going to go with the Harpy coats. As I go up in difficulty, that's going to become more important. Embark with coal and oil, wine, tea, scrolls, incense. None of these are things that I ever tend to take. Scrolls and incense is more likely. The only one of these I would generally take is the training gear. I guess I could look at the top things as well. Fuel consumption, +1 charges. I'm gonna take this. Incense and scrolls might somehow be useful at some point. Embarkation points, embarkation points, embarkation points. All very good. I need the embarkation points. Oh, that's embarkation goods, not points. Don't mess that up. Starting with 5 bricks would be alright, but it's nowhere near embarkation points. So +2 walking speed and an embarkation point. And that's everything I can unlock. Now, I'm going to be going after this, the Ancient Battleground. I do consider the Ancient Battleground to be probably the most difficult starting. No Orders is also very challenging, the Fishman Ritual Site. But I think I've lost Ancient Battleground more often than I've lost No Orders. It's close. But because I don't have everything unlocked, I'm going to be a little cheap and go down to Veteran here. It's going to cost me 2 seal fragments. But other than that, Prestige 5 is probably the highest I could play it at. 2 seal fragments, 6 machinery and artifacts. I think Veteran is just smarter here. With Veteran, you only get X2 multiplier on the hostility there. You see in the bottom right here, hostility multiplier X2. If you go above Veteran, it becomes X3. And that turns this 50 starting hostility into 150 instead of 100. And yeah, I don't think I can handle that with as few unlocks as I have right now. Alright, this is a Scarlet Orchard. I don't really like lizards in the Scarlet Orchard, so I'm gonna go with the second caravan here. And Scarlet Orchard has a tendency to be food light, so I'm going to bring food for both of those. And I think that's everything. Let's get going. Everything except that I left my drink out in the kitchen. I will be back in about 30 seconds. Alright, that might have been more like a minute since I managed to knock over a bunch of things on my way out of the room and had to pick them up. Fortunately, I muted the mic so you didn't have to hear it. Alright, what have we got here? I'm not a big fan of this one. Odds of finding a drizzle geyser maybe I doubt that'll be of any use whatsoever. Humid climate is an inconvenience. As long as it's not paired with piercing winds, it's usually just an inconvenience. If it's paired with piercing winds, it gets real bad. But that shouldn't be too big of a problem. You just need housing for both of these, so as long as I don't fall behind on housing, which occasionally happens when I'm forgetful, but it should be pretty easy to deal with those two. And then rot from the sky doesn't matter too much, so fairly easy. I do have harpies, which is a bit of a problem. Harpies with no I don't have harpy houses unlocked, so I can't get a quick bonus on them. Alright, what do we got in our starting glade? Some roots and stone. This is an obvious... These are three very good buildings. You would like to have all three of these to start with. Out of the three, it's pretty obviously the Carpenter. Carpenter is in contention as best building in the game. As a first pick, it's not even, as much as I like the other two, it's not even close. And I'm a big fan of the furnace. I'm going to wish I had that furnace. If it offers me the lumber mill in the next pick or something, I'm going to be very sad. I want that furnace, especially in a Scarlet Orchard where you can find plenty of copper to make copper bars out of. Furnace is a great building here, but it's got to be the Carpenter. Smithy is much less impressive since I have the Carpenter, so I don't need the tools. Ale, wine, pigment, coats, barrels, luxuries. Both of these are reasonable. I think the artisan is slightly better. The Carpenter does luxury though, doesn't it? Carpenter already does luxury. So the luxury goods are wasted. So then it's just coats and barrels. That makes it a little less impressive. Scarlet Orchard has a lot of problems with fabric. So coming up with enough fabric to make coats is a problem. I still think the artisan might be a better building. Ale, wine, pigment. You can make the pigment out of copper. Yeah, I'm thinking the barrels and coats are probably a better deal here. Although the barrels do require metals, and I will want to turn those metals into tools since I have the Carpenter. Oh, I'm going with the tincture, and I might regret it later. And this is a pick that I will hold off on. It'll probably be the herbalist's camp. But if I happen to find a bunch of fertile soil in my first couple glades, I might take the herb garden here. I wouldn't mind having it. Alright. We got the worst layout where the hearth is as far from the warehouse as possible. I really wish this layout didn't exist. If you have like humid climate and piercing winds, when the hearth is this far away from the warehouse, you actually manage to run out of fuel just in the time it takes you to walk back and forth. Your firekeeper actually can't keep up sometimes. It's very annoying. Alright, how much room have I got here? I've got exactly 3 spots there, so I'm not going to put in another road. And, oh, Scarlet Orchard, I need to try and guess where the archaeology is, and this one's going to be a tough guess. There are a lot of small glades at the right kind of distance. It could be here, it could be here, it could be here, here, or here. 5 glades. I'm probably going to have to just take the upgrade that shows you where the small glade archaeology is. Alright, plan on... I don't know if there's much difference between which of those glades is closest to the warehouse. I guess I'll go with this one. And I need to clear out back here. Turn all the paths down to -1. Clear out behind the hearth for some more housing space. And make sure there's a harpy in the hearth. And I think that's everything. Let's go. It's not everything. Turn off coats for the moment. I'm not that impressed by either of these. Prosperous archaeology could eventually pay off. I'm just gonna take the 10 amber, I think. Eventually that would probably be worth +1 resolve, maybe even +2. But I think the amber to potentially buy a building is probably better. I'm only playing on veteran, which means the buildings won't cost as much. Got enough wood coming in now. Let's get some shelters started. Okay, get a shelter up for the newcomers. Moving it over to this side, because if I put it 3 spots down on this side like I like to, there isn't enough room to fit the stone cutter in there next to the stone. So that's why you saw me fiddling around with that placement. A Rebellious Spirit is an obvious pick. This is almost always the best pick. Rebellious Spirit just wins games. And I forgot I'm only on Veteran, which messed up my timing on the newcomers. I was planning on having them during the storm, and of course I didn't, because I don't have that extra 2 minutes on storm duration. I'll just take the extra food here. Alright, a couple of large stone. That'll take care of the stone problems with a little marrow as well. No food though, typical Scarlet Orchard problems. Just a couple of small herb nodes. We did find a drizzle geyser. And a decent copper mine. 2 caches. And the Blight Rock Cauldron. Which, frankly, I would like to cleanse. That'll require 4 Purging Fire. This is Farlough. I think he occasionally sells Purging Fire. Four planks, 3 bricks. I'll see what Farlough is selling. He does not have any Purging Fire. He doesn't have any bricks, although I can buy some stone and clay. I need how many bricks here? I need 3 bricks, so I need 12 stone. Seven food with 1 pack for 3 amber is pretty solid. I'll take that. I'm not going to do 6 plus 2 for 2. Harpy make one more set of provisions. Never looked at my orders. My timing on that is also thrown off. A Weaver would be a very nice building here. 2 events in 17 minutes shouldn't be a big problem. Three packs is perfectly nice. Especially at Veteran when it only requires 2 of each. +1 fabric is not as good as having a Weaver. Plus the Weaver will make the Harpies happy. And 3 pickled goods is better than +1 grain in my opinion. Although that's pretty close. You could find enough grain on this map to make that worth it, but I think I'll take the timed order there. I'll do metal veins since I can turn it in right now. A little extra fuel will not make me sad. I wouldn't mind getting those 5 parts, but we're at low enough difficulty that we're not using extra parts, so. And Harpies to 13 cannot be done right now. They're already favored. They're only at 11. I think I would prefer to do the flock here. Now, am I going to have time? It'll only take about 3:45 or so once people deliver everything. Let's go ahead and put paths up here so that things get delivered faster. $40 meat and insects is not going to happen. Produce 30 purging fire. Okay, it's not deliver, it's produce. That's fine. And it will reward you 10 more. You'll have enough purging fire for forever. And 3 high value trade routes for a supplier. I think that would be my only flower building, right? Yeah. Yeah, the rewards are just better over here, and high value trade routes at Veteran are only 6 amber. That's pretty easy to do. I didn't turn on the stone, doggone it. path done first, then I'll start collecting stone. Why are you making more planks? Arg. Okay, I do have 2 bricks. Turn everything off, get it all delivered. Those 2 harpies will go in here and start producing. Purging fire. Why do I have a beaver in there? They should be in the woodcutters. Oops. If I turn coats on, can I turn coats on? I need 20. Turn coats on for the harpies at least. I might be able to get them to 13 before the end of the year. If I had noticed that earlier, I definitely could have. Yank a woodcutter, that'll get him to 14. I just need to do it for 30 seconds. Of course, as soon as I do it, then the coats all kick in. Turn the coats back off. Don't think I want to turn that in quite yet. 2 extra bodies might make my hostility a problem here. How long have I got? Let's start transporting the coats at least. Hopefully by the time they get those delivered, the purging fires will be done. Oh, I forgot about... I'm at veteran. I don't even need a blight post except for this event, so that was a very silly... I'm going to have 40 purging fire that I'm never going to use. Well, maybe I can get a blight rot engine going. Alright, and it looks like it all got delivered just in time. Alright, did find some fertile soil, did not find anything for the herbalist, found something for a large forager if we ever get that going. Found a explorer's lodge and a weaver. This weaver is going to get salvaged since I have my own coming in. The explorer's lodge will get rebuilt. Clicking on the right building would be nice. And a harpy house. I suppose I'll rebuild that for a little bit of harpy happiness. Since I found fertile soil, we will go with the herb garden. Foragers camp for those 2 large roots. No brainer. Alright, looks like the food situation is dangerous, but about to be solved. I need more roots coming in, I feel. Get myself another scout from the woodcutters, and where is the event here? There it is, okay. Fallen beavers, -10. I can't really do... Well, okay, storm's about to end, so yeah, we can do that. Don't have the stuff to pay for the funeral. I was getting a supplier somewhere, right? Yeah, eventually, if I ever get trade routes going. So I will have some flour coming in. I'll take the small press. I'm only getting 2 people either side. I'll take the fox. Don't have enough food to make that trade. Stop doing that for now. Alright, 1 glade event completed. This one will be a minute and a half, that's fine. Smelter for copper bars, fairly easy choice. Although I wouldn't mind having a porridge building here. But copper bars has got to be done. I would have rather had a furnace. Alright, I need 5 planks, 2 fabric for the carpenter. I don't have very many woodcutters. Alright, I think I need these bodies now. Oh, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't think I need the workshop anymore. That would just be for bricks. So yeah, it's a fairly easy beanery choice, I think. And Guild House is generally just an I win button. All 3 of these are reasonable, but the Guild House is probably just too good. Yeah. and I think I need to take a bit of a break, so I will put a cut here, and we will finish this out next time. Thank y'all for watching. Have a great night.